It's motherfucking Tuesday. It's motherfucking Tuesday. It's what day? Tuesday. It's what day? Tuesday. I have no idea how the fuck I was gonna start this shit. Honestly, that was a very terrible way to start a podcast. I hope I never do it again. Uh, so I'm back. I'm toked up. I'm talking. It's fucking Tuesday, and we doing this motherfucking podcast, baby. And yes, it is one of those solo podcasts again today, where I just talk to myself. I just sit here in my own brain, saying all the shit that just pops up. So whenever you listen to this podcast, these are some legit thoughts that I have. Not all of them are serious. Some of them are just, are just as shocking to me as they are to you whenever they come out. Sometimes I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say. I was actually recently at a comedy club. I've been going to open mic night lately. I haven't been actually standing up and doing it, but I've just been getting a feel for them. I've just been watching the open micers, seeing how they get down, seeing the whole hustle, just getting that energy, man. It's pretty cool. But the whole point of me bringing that up was saying random shit that I don't even know what I'm gonna say. Oh damn! You know what? Fuck it. I'll say it. I was with somebody, and the guy, one of the comics up there, he's asked us because he's pointing around at everybody, asking them, "How long y'all been together? How long y'all been together?" Which I think is fucking annoying. It's like, why do you gotta ask that, bro? Don't you have anything else better to talk about? Like, can't you figure something else out? Is that the immediate thing that goes to people? Is just, how long have y'all been together? They see two people together, and oh shit, that's gonna sound terrible. I'm sorry, people, but I had to adjust the microphone. Yeah, like, don't you have anything else to talk about? Can you think of something else? So, anyways, he asked us, he's like, how long y'all been together? And I'm like, 5 years. And I had no idea I was gonna fucking say that shit. And the person that I was with is like, damn, I didn't know we'd been together 5 years. I was like, well, neither did I. You know? Like, sometimes I just be saying shit, no context. They're just words that form, and I spew them out. But, I'm pretty sure I had a point to all this shit. Or maybe I didn't. But it's fucking Tuesday, baby. How the fuck y'all been? I've been fucking good. And if it sounds like I'm whispering, it's because I'm too high to realize my volume levels. And my nose is stuffed. Yo, speaking of stuffed, my website fucking doesn't work. I don't know how the fuck that relates, but I just thought of that shit. I have a website. It's called rowworldwide.net, and y'all could go on it on the interwebs. Well, not right now, like right now, whenever I'm saying this shit, but later on, whenever I get it fixed, because it's so fucking annoying, dude. You gotta pay to own the name to the website, and then you gotta pay to, have somebody have the traffic go through your website. Like, the hosting services, basically what it is it's a server where they host all the incoming web traffic through their servers, so they could keep up with the what's it called, the data usage. So they have their little computers and their little storage things all in their facility, and then you pay to have access to that. So you have to pay to have people go through your website, and then you have to pay to have a website, which is fucking bullshit. They're fucking lucky. I don't know. Damn it, I should have went to that fucking website class and shit like that. That way I could understand all this and so I could learn all this. But I was too busy on Photoshop. Like I was trying to learn Photoshop and I wanted to get really, really good at that. But I should have definitely took in one of those web classes, one of those website designing classes, because they have those. They had those at our school, but I was too worried about graduating. I honestly have no good reason on why I didn't take that class. Honestly, I just fucked up. That was a poor decision made by me, and now I'm suffering for that shit because everything is on fucking websites now. Like all the new jobs and all that shit is all gonna be in technology. So if you're learning like a manual labor, like one of those special trades, like welding and fucking mechanics and shit like that. Well, mechanics, those people they're still gonna get the jobs. Welding, eventually they're gonna get all replaced because it's just gonna be cheaper to replace the whole thing rather than coming out to get something welded. I mean, unless you're like working in the automotive industry, like rebuilding cars, you know, restoring them and shit like that. That would still have a lot of work and stuff like that involved because people are always going to be restoring cars, and there's no way that you could have a machine do that shit. Well, not yet. Maybe in the next 100, 200 years, they'll have like little nanobots. You just sprinkle them on your fucking car, and they go around and they fix all that shit. They become part of the car. So whenever a car hits you, they automatically, repair itself. So you won't even have the collision shops anymore. That's just all going down too. Get prepared, people. It's all gonna be robots. Robots and technology. I'm sorry, I'm fucking out of breath. My nose is stuffed. I'm fat. And I'm out of breath. It's fucking... I'm trying to talk, but I can't. Why is my nose stuffed? Why does every time I smoke, my nose get stuffed? Was that a proper sentence? Oh well. But yeah, all that's just gonna be fucking technology. All this artificial intelligence. That's where all that shit's going to. Yo, did y'all hear about fucking Facebook? Like, they have their artificial intelligence. And you guys thought I was going to talk about them getting or selling people's personal information, which is really fucked up. But let's be honest, nobody's going to stop using Facebook because of that shit. I mean, they tell you on the fucking permissions, like, we need access to your call logs and your contact shit and your microphone and all that shit. That's why whenever you talk about something, you'll see a fucking ad for it. Like, you won't even know what the fuck the product is. Like, somebody will tell you something about something, and you're discovering it for the first time ever. And next thing you fucking know, you're on Instagram, and that sponsored fucking ad comes up for that same thing that you just recently discovered. It's not like you searched for that shit. You didn't even know it existed. But there goes the little fucking MERS Instagram thing, which I still haven't listened to MERS. Yo, so I watched a Quiet Place, the movie, where you can't make a sound or else the aliens are gonna eat you. And it was a pretty good movie. The concept was pretty cool. The way they fucking ended it was terrible. It was building up to a climatic scene. Did that make sense? Climatic. Anybody listen to this podcast and be like, why the fuck do you keep using words if you're not sure if you're using them right? Because I don't want to use the same fucking words, alright? Don't fucking be worrying about my grammar and shit. My diction. And that one I know I used it right. Motherfucker. Oh, judgmental bitch. I'm sorry. Why am I yelling at my podcast listeners? That's so rude. I just lost half a subscriber right now because I only got 2. That's sad. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, I watched A Quiet Place. And yeah, the way it ended. Why do movies do that shit? Like, they'll get a concept, they'll drag it on unnecessarily long, but at the very end, they finish it terribly. It was a good idea, poor execution. What I think. All of a sudden, I'm a movie critic now. Is that what I'm gonna start doing? I'm just gonna start reviewing fucking movies and shit like that. I don't know. I had nothing to talk about. I'm high as hell, and it's quiet as fuck. So it reminded me of A Quiet Place. You know, it's what that wasn't even a word. One of the little girls, one of their daughters or whatever. Well, not one of their daughters, their only daughter. She's deaf. You know, the movie's called A Quiet Place. And she's deaf. That's kind of rude. But I was thinking, that would be the only circumstance to where being deaf would not be bad. Because, I mean, let's face it, you're not missing out on anything, really. Right? Because you can't say shit. The only reason you really need to hear... Well, I guess you wouldn't be able to hear nature and shit like that. Or things coming. But as far as, like, human being, person to person communication, you don't really need it, right? Because everybody's using sign language and shit anyways. I don't know. It's just a thought I had while I was watching it. Why am I so out of breath, man? Fuck. I've been going to the gym lately. And I work out for like maybe an hour. I try to work out like, first I run and get warmed up. I used to just go straight to like lifting weights and stuff like that and working out. You know, like the actual workout. But recently I started running before. I don't know if that's a good idea, because I kind of felt like whenever I did the other way, where I would go work out first and then run, I like started getting cramped up whenever I was actually on the treadmill. And then I wouldn't be able to run that much because I'd be getting cramped up. I don't know what the proper way to work out is. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but I don't know what the best way would be. I guess you kind of just gotta experiment. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe next time I go to the gym, I'll trick my body by going to lift weights first and then running. Yo, they have a pool at the one in Pasadena. And it's cool, because you could go over there and then you could do laps after your workout. And I found out, I felt kind of gross because they have a little shower there. And I didn't really look around because it was my first time. And there was old people there. So I didn't really want to look at the old people because they're kind of gross. And I didn't really see that they had a shower there. So next time I go, I'm going to shower before I get into the pool because that was kind of gross. But they have plenty of chlorine in there, so it kind of kills it, I guess, right? I don't know. I was scared to go there to the pool because somebody had left a review saying that there was skin flakes in the water. I was like, yeah, that's so fucking gross. Like, where the hell do you get the skin flakes from? Somebody's feet? Which, if that's the case, that's fucking disgusting. Speaking of feet, my feet are disgusting. I used to play a bunch of sports whenever I was a little kid. And we used to play in the little ditches because where I grew up, there was these little rows, kind of, they were like little hills that I guess my grandfather had used to plant corn and shit like that, because we used to live like on a rancho. And there's these little dips inside of our backyard to where they would get filled up with water. And us being poor little Mexicans, we used to go play in the little water that was there in the little ditches, which is kind of gross now that I think about it, because they're puddles and it's got like mud and shit like that. But we used to go play in them. That shit used to be fun. I wouldn't let my kids do that shit, but back in my day, I sound like one of them old people now. I'm talking about the fucking 90s, like the mid 90s, whenever I grew up. I'm sorry, but it's hard to talk right now. I'm so fucking high. Oh yeah, but I was talking about the ditches and my nasty feet. I was trying to figure out where the hell I went with this conversation, why I started telling you about my fucking birth date and shit like that. But yeah, I don't know why I decided to tell you about my nasty feet. Oh yeah, because of the pool and shit like that, the gym. Alright, let's go back to what I was talking about, the fucking gym. Jeez, can't even fucking stay on one subject within the, what, not even like 30 seconds. Alright, let's go back to the gym. They have a little pool there, and you can do laps. And then they have the little jacuzzi, which next time I go to the jacuzzi, I'm gonna chill in there for a little bit. I let my muscles relax. It seems pretty cool. I like going there during the day. Hopefully I can go Wednesday. Maybe I could go Wednesday and go do some more laps in the pool. I would have to take a lock. This time I would take a lock. Well, I don't even gotta do that. I'll just take my book bag in the pool again. I don't know why I feel like that's better. Because nobody really fucks with your bag there at the gym. That's the cool thing. Yo, they just had another van thing. A car terrorist attack. Which now people are hitting people with cars and shit like that, which is why I don't want to go to any fucking protests and shit like that. Like, support the protest, but I am not about to fucking go to a protest because all these crazy motherfuckers want to take a Ford Escort and hit people with it just to fucking prove a point. I'm not about to do that shit. I don't care what the fuck the cause is. Cancer, fuck it. Polio, fuck it. You know, not the Me Too. What's that one against guns? And that's what people keep arguing. It's like, oh, you know, anything can be used against a weapon, so why should we ban guns? We need guns to shoot the people in the cars. If a fucking car is coming at you, even if you shoot the guy, it's still gonna hit you, you idiot. Like, what, you think the car is just gonna stop because the fucking person's dead? Like, it's mentally and physically connected as one being. Like, if you shoot the guy, it's just gonna stop. Like a fucking bear, whenever it attacks you, just shoot it in its head and just, it falls over right before it gets to you. I would carry a shotgun, you know? Like, if I ever went hunting, I would have to have a shotgun and my rifle, just in case I run into a fucking bear. I've never seen a bear, like, up close, I don't think. No, I have not seen any bears. I've seen a polar bear. Okay, so I lied. I have seen a bear, and them motherfuckers are scary. But those are polar bears. I don't think I'm really that likely to run into a polar bear, in the wild. Unless I go to the South Pole for some reason. Or the North Pole. If we even still have a North Pole or a South Pole. Well, Antarctica's still going to be there. Because Antarctica actually has soil underneath it. But it's not that big. You know that they're saying that, the permafrost that is melting and the North Pole and the South Pole, that it's starting to release these like ancient bacterias and viruses and shit like that we've never been exposed to before, that were thought dead like thousands of years ago. And that's where zombies are coming from, people. You better start getting prepared. You better start saving up your AA batteries and your D batteries for the big flashlights that they used to use in the 1990s. The big yellow one, you remember? The one that was like a two-handed flashlight. Almost, that shit was fucking huge. You're also gonna need water and dry food. Right? How the fuck do they get dry food? Well, not... Yeah, right, the non-perishable shit that they put in the bags are supposed to be good for like 12 years or something like that. And what happens if the 12 years are up? Does it go bad? Does it just taste nasty? Can you still eat it? Is it poisonous if you eat it? I wonder how it tastes. They say it's just a powder or something. Damn, I should... Where's my water? Aha! I found you, bitch. I'm so thirsty. I'm sorry. Water to the rescue. That's why sometimes it's good to have a guest. Because you don't have to sit here and talk for the whole fucking hour or whatever the hell I decide to do. And your mouth doesn't get dry because I gotta smoke for the podcast. Because if I don't smoke, then I'm just fucking lying. If I ever change the name to the Sober Talk Tuesday podcast, it's because I didn't have any weed that day. And hopefully the following week, it'll be back to the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. So if y'all ever happen to see STTP, just know I ran out of weed. It wasn't on purpose. I don't think I'll ever quit smoking weed. Or at least having weed in my life. Maybe I'll stop smoking it. But I swear, as soon as I figure out how to perfect putting it in my food, that's whenever I'm gonna quit the smoking. It's just gonna be pure edibles. Just num 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 num. Getting high as fuck on my spaghetti. Some pot spaghetti. I think it might actually taste better, like in like a bitter type of food, because you could use it to your advantage, almost like a spice. As to when you put it like in brownies and stuff like that, it's got this distinct floury taste. If you ever try to make like weed brownie and stuff like that, it legit tastes like weed. It smells almost. So if you use that in like spaghetti or pizza or like lasagna, or something like that, it might actually taste really, really good. I'm gonna have to try it one day. But I don't like wasting weed. And I get scared to try it. Because I'm like, damn, what if I don't do it right and it doesn't work? Then I just wasted my weed. And regardless, I didn't get high. Now I just paid $75 for some funny tasting spaghetti. You know? I'd be really upset. I'd be twice as upset. I'd be twice as upset because now I don't even have weed to smoke. And I can't smoke weed to get over the fact that I don't have weed to smoke. But you know, that's the risk you gotta take whenever you making edibles. Whenever you're cooking that shit, you gotta cook that shit. Cook that shit. Look at the flick of the wrist. Whatever happened to that person that sang that song? Look at the flick of the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist. How many other one-hit wonders do we gotta fucking have? You think there's always gonna be one-hit wonders? I think so. I think there's gonna be artificial intelligence making one-hit wonders. There's gonna be one-hit wonders AIs. And it's gonna be artificial intelligence that made a hit. And of course, it's gonna be produced by Metro Boomin. Duh. And it's gonna be a hit. And then you're never gonna hear from the AI again until, you know, he hacks Spotify and the SoundCloud and YouTube and takes over the numbers, and he changes them, and then he goes platinum, and he's like, well, we didn't even hear this AI existed anymore. We thought he was dead. And he ends up changing the numbers, and he goes platinum, and then he starts making headlines because they're like, oh, this guy hacked, or this artificial intelligence hacked Spotify, and it's hackable and shit like that. And then I don't know what happens after that. You know what? The earth explodes. That's what happens. A fucking atom bomb comes from North Korea and just explodes everything. I'm not gonna talk about none of that fucking orange puto shit today. I refuse to let that energy in my day today, because I've been feeling good these past couple weeks, and I don't want to let some fucking Cheeto puff with hay on his fucking head ruin my energy. I'm in a good place. I'm feeling fucking good. I've been chilling, but I've been working. I don't even know if that made any fucking sense, but it's what I've been doing. I've been chilling and I've been working. Can y'all hear me scratching? Y'all can't hear me scratching, huh? It's fucking gross. Is that gross? You hearing me scratch? I mean, it's not like I'm scratching my balls or nothing. I'm scratching my neck. But is that like gross? Hearing somebody scratch, like hearing other people's, self-involved noises. Does that make any sense? No, right? I don't think that made any self-manipulation. Nah, that sounds kind of gross. How the fuck can I phrase this shit? Any interactions with themselves, like if a person scratches or he, combs, is that gross to you? No, right? Like, unless they're like masturbating, you hear that shit, you just hear, and that'll be gross. Especially if, you're on the bus. Even worse, a school bus. That'd be terrible. No, you don't do that shit. What the fuck was I talking about? That went really bad. I shouldn't have said that. Damn, what the fuck was I talking about? I had something I was talking about, but I don't remember anymore. Oh yeah, I've been feeling good. you know, I went to the museum of not university, fucking Houston. I went to the Museum of Houston, and it's pretty cool. They got some cool exhibits there. But one thing that I did not like was like on the fourth floor or some shit like that. They have this like sponsored thing, and it's sponsored by like Sunico or some shit like that, one of those fucking oil companies. And it's basically trying to get kids to work into the oil fields and shit like that. It's talking about clean energy. Like, did you know that oil and this shit is cleaner than most of these other alternative fuels? And this is how oil is benefiting, solar, wind, and all this other shit. I was like, man, shut the fuck up. All it is just like this fucking like propaganda type shit, and they're directing it at little kids there in Texas. Well, here in Houston. Well, I'm pretty sure in all of Texas, because I'm pretty sure there's some school. Well, they are. While we were there, we seen like little school buses of kids, and I know for a fact that they fucking went to the fourth floor, and they seen all that shit. I bet you anything that there's a couple of kids in there whose daddies work in the fucking oil field. We're like, see, Billy, I told you. See, you told me that, what? I forgot where the fuck I was going with that. I had a sentence for the rest of that, but I was focusing on my voice. I was hearing it through the headphones, and I was trying to make that voice, and I was like, huh, that sounds weird. I didn't know if I should make it higher or if I should make it lower. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong things. I should focus on my podcast. But yeah, there's some school kids there, and I know that they're, young and impressionable. So some of them, I'm pretty sure, went home believing that the oil and shit is really, really clean, which I think is fucked up, because you can tell by China that shit's not fucking clean. They're just polluted as fuck because of all the fucking, gasoline and shit that they're using over there. But from what I hear and from what I understand is that China is starting to become like the world's foremost leader in like solar and wind energy, because they are the world's leader in pollutants, right? Like, have y'all seen Hong Kong? That's just fucking... Dude, it looks like The Fog. Like that movie, The Fog, where like dead people would come out of the fog and just kill you for some reason. I don't know why. It was never really explained in the movie, I don't think. I don't know, I didn't watch it. But, it looks like that all the fucking time. Like, you can't even see the sun. People are wearing face masks. All that shit, dude. It's disgusting. I would not want to visit Hong Kong. And I'm saying that right now, but, fast forward to like 5-6 years one day, if I'm like doing a show out there in Hong Kong, and somebody's gonna pull this shit up and put it on my Instagram. You say you didn't want to go to Hong Kong. Or what if they never invite me because they Google this shit? And then they're like, no, you say you don't want to come to Hong Kong. You no come to Hong Kong. You go home now. And I'd be really upset. You no get our money. You got to go home. Good day. I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? No, I would want to visit China, just not Hong Kong. I want to visit the Great Wall of China. I want to visit the Great Buddha of China. I want to go into their mountains. I don't know why. I also want to go to Taiwan. No, yeah, Thailand. What's Taiwan? Where's Taiwan? Isn't that Vietnam or some shit like that? I don't know. This is what happens whenever you go to a public school in America. You don't learn shit about anywhere else in the fucking world except America. And all you hear is like the good shit and some of the bad shit. But where was I going? That was a long way to go from the museums, right? I forgot what the fuck I was even talking about, but you know, I'm pretty sure it all made sense somewhere in there, at least. Right? I hope so. Pterodactyls. Can you imagine a fucking pterodactyl, just this big fucking like bat duck looking thing? But apparently some scientists are starting to think that dinosaurs were actually feathered as opposed to like a reptilian skin. So they're thinking that they actually had like feathers. Well, some of them. It said some of them did have like the alligator skin, but I think it was like the T-Rexes that might have been feathered. Which, I mean, it'd still be scary, but it looked kind of goofy. Like this big, giant, fucking 30-foot chicken coming at you. It doesn't even have a beak. It just looks like a fucking T-Rex in a chicken costume. Because your whole life you've been thinking that it was a fucking reptile and it had skin like a lizard. Come to find out, it's built like a canary, you know? That'd be weird. You seen this big thing. That'd still be fucking terrifying though. A 30-foot fucking beast that sees you and it's like, yeah, I'll have that. And it just eats you from the waist down in one bite because you try to run and now you're still alive but you're only half a torso. Terrifying, terrifying times. I don't know. I don't know anything at all. But you know what I do know? I do know that I save 15% or more on my car insurance by switching none because I shouldn't admit that on the podcast, right? You know what? I don't have a car. That's why I don't have any insurance. Yeah, let's go with that, you know? Oh, man. Tomorrow's Wednesday, which I am not excited for. Simply because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. What am I going to do Wednesday? Nothing probably, right? I'm going to Austin again. Oh, wait, I already told y'all that. I shouldn't tell y'all that again. I'm not going to keep bringing that shit up. I don't know how many times I've talked about shit that I've already talked about in previous podcasts. I don't listen to these things sometimes. I used to. But I don't have the time for that anymore. And I wish I did. You know what I really wish I had time for? To read books. I really want to read books again. I haven't had time to read a book, and I really wish I would have read more books whenever I was in school. Which is a weird sentence that I never thought I would have ever said. But I do. I really wish that I would have read more books whenever I was in school. But I do remember that there was this one time where they used to like force us to read for like 15 minutes or something like that. It was like in the morning or something like that. Everybody would have to read 15 minutes of books. And that was pretty cool. I didn't mind it. Used to always have a book. Yeah. I wish I could read, articles and watch documentaries I'll be able to do that one day, though. You know, one day whenever I have more luxury of time and monetary luxury. Because right now I'm kind of broke, and that's just not fun because you can't afford time. Because you always got to be fucking working and hustling and moving and shit like that because you don't want to be broke no more. So, one day, whenever I got the luxury of time, I'll be able to read books and shit like that and watch documentaries and all that shit. And I'll be like, damn, so that's, what To Kill a Mockingbird was about. Because I never read that book in school. I don't know why. I heard that it used the N word. I read this tweet that said his little brother was in, what's it called? In a spelling bee. And they told him to spell N word as in direction, like going in, inward. But he thought they said N-word. So he said Nigga, which is very respectful. He didn't say ER. He said Nigga. So he said nigga. And it would have been fucked up if that. It would have been really fucked up if you would have used the ER and there's a black judge there. But why the fuck did I bring that up? What the hell was I talking about? I wonder how many times I say that during the podcast. That could be a drinking game for y'all. Whenever I'm doing like these solo podcasts and I'm like, what was I talking about? Every time you hear that phrase, you take a shot. And by the end of this hour and a half end experience, you will have alcohol poisoning. Because I smoked a lot of weed before I came on here and started blabbering and shit like that and making all these incoherent sentences. And sometimes I forget where the fuck I go with them. It's just what happens. I want more coffee. Coffee's so fucking delicious. Do you know it's a drug? I wonder who was the first person that was like, I like the way this bean smells whenever it's burnt. I want to put it in my water. And then drink the water from it. And add milk. And you know what? Let me put some sugar in that shit. And then other people were like, that tastes good, but what if you had some vanilla or some chocolate or some cinnamon? And they put all these other fucking sweet diabetic inducing things. And you just, I don't know, enjoy a hot cup of bean water, with all this milk and shit like that. Do you think you could do that with frijoles? Like legit beans? You think if you use like a pinto bean and you just get the water from it and you, what would you have to burn them first? You would have to roast them. Ow. I elbowed the refrigerator. But you think it would taste good? No, probably, right? I don't know. Somebody should try it out there and let me know. Because I'm not about to fucking roast some pinto beans and make some pinto bean stew out of it. Or water. Tea. Yeah, it would be tea. There's this ginger tea that you could drink that Mexicans do always. I don't know how often, white people do it. They probably do it. Because they're like, oh, look at this exotic shit. And they start, using actual vegetables and shit like that. So there's this ginger tea where you get like the ginger root and you spice it up a bit. And then you put in water and you boil it. And then you add honey. Well, I'm not going to tell you yet. Well, honey and lemon. But the ginger itself is supposed to have like a bunch of antioxidants and antibiotics or some shit like that. I don't know. Some anti-something. Shit to fight off diseases is all I know, basically. I don't know the actual term for it because I don't know that much medical shit. But it's supposed to help fend off infections and shit like that. So it's crazy how that and garlic is really good for infections and stuff like that too. There's a bunch of natural remedies that people could do. I wonder who the fuck discovered all that shit. Just like the coffee stuff. Like, who was the first person to put cucumber over their eyes? And who was the first person to put lemon and salt on cucumbers? These are all questions that need answering. Why aren't they documented? Like, the person who invented that shit, like, whenever they do that, it should be named after them. Like, if it was, I know it was a Mexican that put limon, sal, and fucking chile on a cucumber. So let's say it was fucking, I don't know, Felipe Gonzalez. So you go to the little stand, right? And then they're like, "Hola, mijo, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué quiere?" And then you'd be like, "Let me get a Felipe Gonzalez," and they give you the cucumbers with the limon y sal and the fucking chile and shit like that. That's the way it should work with everything. Like, light bulbs shouldn't be called light bulbs; they should be called Edisons. But do you think that would fuck up names overall? Because somebody with the last name Edison is like, they're gonna hear for the rest of their life, "Oh, you think you're bright, huh?" Everybody's gonna make that fucking joke to them. And then they're gonna kill somebody one day. Maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, save us on a couple murders, a couple lethal injections. Texas still does that, right? The putting people down. Why did we say that about animals? Like, oh, they're gonna put down the rhinoceros, but you don't say that about people. No, we say he's being executed. Like, why can't we just put him down? You know, sounds a lot nicer. You know, he was a pedophile, but we put him down. And you know, he's not pedophiling anymore. So Texas, how y'all been? I wonder how long it's gonna take for weed to be legal in Texas. I say in 5 years maximum. I really do think that in 2018 there's gonna be a big Democratic wave coming in. There's gonna be a bunch of Democrats going into office. I'm not gonna say why, because I refuse to put that energy in my life right now at this moment. Maybe next week I'll do it. This week, I'm just chilling, just working and hustling, because I'm feeling good, bitch. I'm high. It's Tuesday. I'm talking. I'm toking. I'm podcasting. I'm rolling. I'm smoking. And something else that rhymes with podcasting. But I can't think of nothing. So, I'm just gonna continue on with the podcast. I got y'all hyped up and shit like that. You know, like, oh shit, he's better go into a freestyle. No. I don't feel like freestyling right now. Not at the moment. I feel good, but not that good. I'm kind of sleepy and I'm closing my eyes. And I'm just talking. I'm just seeing where my mind goes. What if I talk like that for the rest of my life? Just seeing where my mind goes. Hey, let me get a double cheeseburger. And some small fries. With the large sweet tea. What if I just talk like that everywhere I went? What if I did it with a British accent? Hey. No, wait, British people don't say hey, right? They say cheerio. Let me get a... No, that's not how they say. How the fuck do British people talk? I can't think of it right now. It's because they kind of have a rhythm, so you can't really fuck up the rhythm without fucking up the whole accent. That's crazy how, like, every culture, like speech pattern is different. It's like a rhythm almost. And you can tell where people are from based on the rhythm and the like tones that they use in their voice. Like British people is like cheerio. It's like kind of quick and almost out their nose and shit like that, right? And Americans, some of them are slow, some of them are fast, depending on where you're at. But the typical one is kind of like the way I'm talking right now. Maybe not as slow because I'm a little higher. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not a foreigner, so I don't know how we're viewed that much in the world's perspective. I've been living here my whole life, so I only kind of know how they perceive us over there in Mexico because I got family over there. And I've been over there. And they all think we're rich. Even though we were broke. But whenever I went to Mexico, I'm like, oh, we're not that broke. You know? That's a good way to put shit in perspective. Is go to a poorer country and, you know, shit will hit you real quick. It's like, you know what? These Walmart jeans ain't that bad. Because, yeah, I'm wearing new Walmart jeans, but my cousins are wearing old, used up Walmart jeans. And that's a little bit worse. Shit, I used to get hand-me-downs too. My parents never really bought me any fucking clothes. Most of my clothes, all the way up until I was like about 11, whenever I started working, were hand-me-downs from my older brothers and all that. They're way too big. But, you know, I felt cool. Because I was wearing name brand clothes. It was old, but it was name brand at some point. And I was wearing it though. And then, yeah, whenever I turned 11 and I started working on that shit, I started buying my own clothes. And I felt even cooler. Because I was like, oh, yeah. I suddenly turned into the KoolAid man. Just, oh, yeah. What happened to the KoolAid, man? What happened to KoolAid in general? They're still around, but they don't have any more, like, advertisements. Maybe because I don't watch TV and I don't see them. I bet you $5 that right tomorrow morning, whenever I'm scrolling through Instagram, I'm going to see a KoolAid advertisement. If I do, I'm going to screenshot it and I'm going to fucking post it on my Instagram. Be like, I fucking told y'all. They know. They're fucking into that shit. But how do you think they do that with the algorithms and stuff like that to target people? Like marketing wise? Is it based on your likes and shit like that? They, you know, kind of multiply the hashtags and stuff like that. They cross-check the hashtags with the likes that you have. And they see what you like and then they correspond them with the, or they attach them to the corresponding hashtags. And then they show you shit with those similar hashtags, right? I'm pretty sure that's how that shit works. I done figured that shit out. I cracked the code. Well, not really because they cracked the code, but I think I might know how it works. I'm going to start my own social media company. It's going to be called Blinker. You know? Every time somebody, you know, hits you up, your phone blinks. And then it makes a little clicking noise. And it's going to be called Blinker. And then you can swipe left and right and shit like that. I don't know why, but you can. It has no purpose. It's not even going to be used to communicate with people. That's all it's going to do. Just at random times, it's just going to flash. Just chick, 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 chick. and then you open it and then you just swipe left and right, and it does nothing but, and it costs $3.99 on the App Store. How would I go about marketing it? Hashtags? No. What should I invent next? Do you think everything that's already needed to be invented has been invented? No, right? Because we still don't have a cure for cancer. Actually, we do, but the government doesn't want to give it to us. It's called weed. I'm just kidding, people. Don't fucking take that shit like to heart. I don't really know if weed cures cancer. There's a bunch of people that say that shit. Like, oh, weed cures cancer. I don't know if it cures cancer. I'm pretty sure it helps with some of the symptoms or some of the shit attached to it. I don't know if it cures cancer. But maybe it might. I don't know. I'm not a fucking doctor. And I'm not cancer, so I don't know. I can't tell you. I haven't done any of my own research. I haven't sat there with a fucking petri dish and a petri dish. Is it peach tree or is it petri? I wonder how stupid I look just now saying peach tree dish. Fucking idiot. It's probably petri. Petri. I don't know. But I'm not there with that and a fucking microscope. Putting little drops of chemicals into that shit and spinning it around. I don't know what kills cancer. Do you think you can kill cancer? Because isn't it just like some rebel antibodies that your body already had and now they're just fucking you up? And he's like, yeah, fuck this guy. And they just start beating your, insides up. I'm pretty sure that's what I understand from cancer. That's what it does. It recruits other antibodies in your body. Antibodies in your body? Why do they call them antibodies? That sounds like they're already detrimental to your health. Like, why does my body have antibody? Shouldn't it be called pro-body? Like, don't you want it to help? I would. I don't want something called antibody in my fucking body trying to fight it. It's just beating me up from the inside and shit like that. It's terrible. Speaking of that, where the fuck did words come from? I swear this podcast right now sounds like everything you would expect the fucking pothead to say. Where do words come from, man? Like, you could hear Tommy Chong or some shit like that saying that. But for real though, like, how do we communicate with such different words and shit like that? And are other animals capable of fucking communicating like this? Do they have the muscle movement, necessary to make all these words and different sounds like that? Is it the vocal cords that help us? Or is it just tongue and lips? It would be tongue and lips, right? Yeah. Because all our words sound different because of the way we manipulate our tongues. I'm noticing that right now while I'm saying it, which is weird because I'm trying to talk and fulfill the podcast. But at the same time, I'm also fucking focusing on the way my tongue is moving in and out of my mouth and touching the top of my teeth and shit like that. And the way my lips are moving. That's so weird. And we just kind of train ourselves to do that without even actually thinking about it. It just happens naturally after years and years of practice and brainwashing, because that's really what you're doing. You're brainwashing your kids to talk like you. Like, you could develop your own language and teach your kids that, and only they can speak like that. But you would have to memorize that language as well. So you can't just make up words and then just never use them again. Now you have to, you know, keep using that shit, that same word to describe the same actions and express the same meaning that you did in the first place. You have to be consistent with that in order to make up your own language. That'd be weird though, you know? Just teaching your kids your own language, a language you made up. And then that'd be fucked up. Like you you take them to school and they speak this fucking made up language. You know, they're trying to communicate with the other kids. It's just Toyota, Mitsubishi, mozzarella stick, satellite dish. And what they're really trying to say is, I need to use the bathroom. That'd be fucked up. But it'd be kind of cool though, because only your family can communicate with your family. And only they would understand. You could be a secret society among yourselves. Why are people so scared of secret societies? Like, what if they just don't like nosy people? Why do people gotta be so goddamn nosy on these secret societies? Why don't y'all just let them be? You know? As long as they don't come up to your house and shit like that and be like, hey, you need to join our secret society. If not, you will die. That's a very extreme, you know, hypothetical, but as long as they're doing not that, we should be kind of cool, right? As long as they're not killing a bunch of people, just going around a fucking park stabbing people while they jog, you should be good, right? Just let them be a secret society, you know? Let them fucking go to Chad's house and fucking put on goat's mask and, you know, fuck each other. It doesn't matter what the fuck they do. Just let them do it. Like I said, as long as they're not, you know, going to parks and stabbing people while they jog or kicking babies, we're good. Alright? Let them be secret. Because if they're truly a secret society, you won't even know about it. So why the fuck does it matter? Why is everybody so worried about these secret societies? People keep saying the Illuminati and shit like that. That they're a secret society. Obviously not if everybody knows the fucking name. People are stupid sometimes. I hope this podcast doesn't get deleted too because I said Illuminati. Last time I was talking shit about Google, they deleted my podcast. They're like, nope, you're not going to post that one on YouTube, motherfucker. Because you know who owns it? We do, bitch. And they deleted that shit. So, hopefully, you know, the Illuminati doesn't come and, I don't know, build the wall around me. I don't know. Because aren't they Freemasons? Isn't what they started as? They're like Masons, which are like the people who work with, you know, concrete and bricks and shit like that. Or as long as they don't put my feet in cement shoes and throw me into a river. I hope not. Because, you know, that'd be really hard to swim. And you would also get concrete burn. And that shit would really hurt, like on your feet. Because have you ever, like, accidentally gotten asphalt or concrete on your arm while it's still wet? And then it dries up on you, you get like a chemical burn from that shit. And that would not be cool, especially on your feet. And while you're wet and drowning, it's not cool. It's a bad way to go. Your feet hurt. Your fucking lungs are sore. And just blah. And then that's whenever all the water goes rushing into it. And that's whenever you get that panic. Damn, that sounds like it hurts. I wonder how many people listening just fucking imagine that shit. That sounds terrible. Why did I just say that? What's wrong with me? What the fuck? Alright, let's talk about something else. Abortion. No. I don't know, that was a weird thing to say. I told you sometimes I just say shit I don't even know it's gonna come out and it just happens. I'm sorry if I offended anybody by just mentioning that shit. As some Christian white lady. Abortion. Nah, that's all she says. She has no reason against it, just abortion. Nah, that's it. So she votes no on abortion amendment. That's right. I don't know how to fucking talk. Anybody who this is their first podcast listening to it, they're gonna be like, "This guy's borderline retarded. He don't know how to talk." That's like 82 times he fucked up on simple words. Whatever. You don't know me. You don't know the struggles I've been through. I'm high as hell. You know how hard it is to form a sentence while you're this high. You know how hard it is to sit here and form like a fucking hour worth of content while you're stoned out of your mind? No, you don't. Don't judge me because I fuck up sometimes on words. Again, why am I yelling at my fucking podcast listeners? What the fuck do I got against y'all? This is why people don't listen to your shit. Alright. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Even though there's 208 billion podcasts at the moment. I'm number 208 billion and 2. Because as I was finishing that sentence, there was another one that just popped up. I don't know. Maybe I'm late to the field. Or maybe I'm right on time. Or maybe I'm just exercising a bone I needed to exercise. A bone? Not a bone, you idiot. You don't exercise your fucking bones. A muscle I need to exercise. I need to flex that little random thought bone. Why the fuck? I felt it coming out too, and I was like, please don't say bone. And I said fucking bone again. This is how you know I don't have a future. You know what? That's how I know I need to stop doing the podcast. That's how I know it's over. Whenever you know, it's like, don't fuck up, but somehow your mouth is just like, nah, do it anyways, and it fucking did it. That's whenever I know I need to stop. So, on that note, and on that note there, I am going to say I'm out. It has been a pleasure that you allowed me into your YouTube app and, exit out of your speakers, and now you're listening to me, right? Maybe. What if you're fucking? What if you're fucking right now, and then, now you stop to take a breath because you were tired, and now you're listening to me speak to you about fucking, and now you're like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Because you're high too? Why the fuck would you put on a podcast while you're fucking, you weirdo? Stop. You know what? Stop. Get up, get out, pull out, and go fucking put on some music, you fucking weirdo. Why are you listening to my voice while you're fucking? Anyways, this has been the Toker Talk Tuesday podcast. And thank you for joining me. But I'm out. Hopefully I will see y'all guys next Tuesday. Hopefully y'all would join me. I would really appreciate that. That way I don't just literally sit here and talk to myself and just post it up on YouTube. That way I actually have somebody that pays attention. So I will be here next Tuesday. Thank you. Why the fuck did I salute like y'all could fucking see me? Anyways, I'm gone.